Hello everyone, if this is your first time here, my name is Priyanka and I'm here to help you navigate through life with a leap of faith and plenty of positivity. And in this video, I am here to spoil you and tell you that you deserve all your LB bags, all your Dior bags, all your mentions, even if you want 10 Tesla cars parked in your garage. You can afford whatever skincare you want. You can afford to eat all organic food. Would you believe me? Would you believe me? Because even if people who are familiar with manifestation and the law of attraction, a lot of those might not agree with me. Because you guys might be thinking that I have tried manifesting, but it doesn't really seem to work for me, right? But worry not, guys, because that is exactly what I'm here for. And I'm here to help you shift your mindset around money so that you can create more space for money to flow into your life. Get ready to get spoiled, guys, because this universe is your personal genie. So what I want you guys to do is that every time that we have to spend money, that we have to give money away to someone, we feel reluctance around that kind of money and those feelings of reluctance come from a fear-based mindset, from a place of scarcity, from a place of control, right? Like I want to hold on to this money. I don't want to give it away, because if I give it away, that only means that I have lesser money in my bank account or my wallet, whatever, right? But first of all, it is the thing that you need to understand. I want you to change your mindset around that. Let's say that you went to Starbucks and you ended up buying you ended up spending $5 on a large cup of coffee, or even if you go to the crystal shop, to a small crystal shop, or you shop from a small business, and you shopped stuff that you didn't really need. So instead of beating yourself up over the fact that you just spent $50 spending buying stuff that you didn't really need, instead of beating yourself up over that, I want you to incorporate this kind of mindset where you say to yourself that, okay, if I spend $50 on from this small business company, that only means that I am supporting that small business in a way. Even if it's going to Starbucks and getting like I mentioned, a huge cup of coffee for $5, you're spending $10 and getting just a cookie. I want you to think about how many more people can it feed, because Starbucks has so many employees. Maybe someone was able to spend more time with their family just because you decided to spend $5 more that day on Starbucks. And that is the kind of mindset that you should have around spending money with any brand. I don't care if it's big as a company as Louis Vuitton or Dior, or just a small local business shop. And that is the kind of mindset that you should have with every little thing that you spend your money with. Other than that, I want you to take on this affirmation that every time I spend money comes back to me multiplied threefold, right? This affirmation can go for your own self. This is for your personal self. But if you also want to generate wealth for your family, you can take on this affirmation that every time that I or any of my family members spend money comes back to us multiplied threefold. And the second step is to actually journal or visualize around what would you do with the same amount of money that you just spent and it came back to you multiplied threefold. I gave this as an example. Let's say that you went to Starbucks and you ended up spending $10 getting Starbucks, right? So again, instead of beating yourself up over the fact that you just spent $10 for the coffee that you could have made on your own. I want you to shift your mindset around that and then think, what would you do with the $30 coming into your life in place of the $10 that you just gave away, that you just spent? What would you do with those $30? Would you buy your friend a cup of coffee, or would you go to a crystal shop and buy a bunch of tumbled crystals from there? Or would you try a restaurant in your neighborhood that you've been meaning to, but you wouldn't do it? Like, what would you do with that money? And I want you to visualize what you would do with those $30 that you just spent. Or you can even write it. I would recommend writing it down, right? But it's a matter of preference, because some people manifest better when they visualize it, and then there are some people who manifest better by journaling it. So it's a matter of personal preference. But that's what I want you to do, that whenever you spend money, I want you to visualize what would you do instead if it was these $30 coming into your life instead of you giving that money away. I have talked about 2 points so far. That is that, whenever you spend money, just think in terms of how it might have benefited the other people involved in the money that you just spent, and that I want you to instead focus on the money that you just spent coming back into your life, right? And this obviously can go for any kind of money. That can go, like I just talked about $10, also applies to $1 million. Like, what would you do if you let's say that you had to spend $1 million, right? And instead of focusing on the money that you just lost, instead of focusing on the $1 million that you just lost, I want you to focus on what would you do if it was these $3 million coming into your life, coming into your bank account through a check, into your bank account. I want you to visualize or journal about what would you do with the $3 million coming into your life. Would you take a world tour? Would you take your parents or your family or a few of your friends on a world tour? Or would you go to college with that money? Would you pursue your PhD? Would you want to invest it into a real estate business or whatever business that you want to do? I want you to focus on that instead. To summarize this video, I talked about taking this affirmation that says that every time I spend money comes back to me multiplied threefold, or this can apply to manifesting wealth for your family. Like, if you want to manifest wealth for your family, you can say the amount of money that I or any of my family members spend comes back to us multiplied threefold. And then I want you to focus on how other people might have benefited, how other parties, how other employees might have benefited from the money, from the extra money that you just decided to spend on something that you might not even have needed today, right? And I also then want you to visualize it, to journal about the money coming back into your life multiplied threefold, and instead of focusing on the money that you just gave away. So this is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video,